Hello and good morning and welcome to another video. It's nearly the end of July here, but looking at the weather today it feels like it's more October time. There's drizzle in the air, there's no sunshine. Last week was really hot, but it's turned a bit murky again. Anyway, this is where I'll be working this week. We'll be turning this garden here into a bit of a wildlife haven. We're going to be putting a wildlife meadow with some seeds down the bottom, some pollinator friendly planting. You're going to be cutting back all this grass here. We've got some new turf I'm going to be putting in the sides when we take out these shrubs here, just to give that tidy up. Access here, this is an enclosed garden, but luckily I can remove one of these fence panels here, slide it up, and then the neighbour has given me permission. I can use my wheelbarrow and walk in through that side, round to the front, where I'm going to be having to skip all my deliveries. So yeah, I'll give you a little bit more detail now, and I'll see you on the job. So, like I was saying, first things first, get one of those fence panels out, probably be that one there. I'm going to just going to check all the ground here if there's nothing in there first, give it a walk through, give it a brush out, and then I'm going to get the strimmer in there and take it down with the lawnmower, get that back to a decent level. So these shrubs the customer wants taken out, and there's also a tree there behind the shed in the corner there. He would like that removing as well, because that's going to start growing and become a bit of a pain between the fence and the shed. And then other than that, I'm going to be coming up this line here. I'm going to give this a dig over. I've got some high quality subsoil, which means it's low in nutrient. That's going to, which you've seen me use before. That's all going to be turned into here, probably about 100-150 mil with that there. That's going to be the base for our mini wildflower meadow, and we're going to be planting some pollinator friendly plants, which I've got already. I've been looking after them at home because I like to get plants in ready when I've got these jobs coming up. So I will show you them when they're brought to site. Other than that, it's going to be plants, a mixture of wild meadow seed, wildflower seeds, different variations there. Just be temporarily even removing this bird feeder. That's going to be going back, obviously. Perfect place for it there. And then other than that, it's just really tidying this section up and then letting that area grow once the seeds are in. Okie dokie, I've got that fence panel lifted out. Just got that stored there for now. That's nice slotted in and out in the concrete posts. Right, I'm going to get this trimmed. I've just given it a walk through, make sure I've got nothing in there in terms of either wildlife or stones and logs or whatever that's going to potentially damage my tools. Talking of tools, I'm just going to quickly show you my strimmer. You've seen my chainsaw and my head trimmer which I've used before from this company, Stihl, German company, fantastic. These are all battery powered, all interchangeable batteries. They just click in there, shows you how much power you got left on the battery. I've got the fast chargers. These are recharging about 10 minutes from being completely depleted. These are fantastic. They're a lot quieter than your petrol ones, and obviously less pollution, less annoyance for neighbours and to wildlife. So I use these all the time now. Try and do my bit for where I'm working, the environment I'm working in terms of the neighbours and wildlife, with the less pollution as I can. Trying to keep my ethos going in that regard. So yeah, these battery powered ones are the way for me now. A few other guys use them. Prefer these to petrol, to be honest. that is the initial tidy up and clean through. Grass has been trimmed and then cut. As you've seen, all the shrubs and plants been removed from the sides, tree around the back. So I'm going to have some lunch now, as it's lunchtime, and then I'm going to start working this ground over here. It's quite compacted, so I'm going to just rake it through with the edge of the mattock there, get that roughed up, get that level. This is all going to be laid in with the subsoil that I mentioned. I may have to take some of the level out of this, which is fine, because I'm going to rake it all through, shovel it over, anything that needs to come out, get a decent level across there. I'm going to keep the cobbles to the side here. They're a bit of a retainer-ish to the side of the shed there. And then I've got to probably string line through here. I'm going to take about 600 of the edge of this lawn off. These are going to be re-turfed. Some turf come in a few days' time. Same as here. So get those cut down, get some new topsoil in there, get some pre-turfing fertiliser laid in, get them levelled off, and that'll be ready for the turf in a couple of days' time. Right, lunchtime. So I'm pretty happy with this now. I've probably taken about 20 wheelbarrows out to the skip of this. As you've seen, this area here was pretty well compacted, very stony ground. These houses are quite a new estate, so as us landscapers know, you get areas like this where the builders of the original house uses a bit of a dumping ground. You know, there's bits of glass in here as well as all the stones. So yeah, it's a little bit hard going, but I've needed to take down enough of a layer here so I can get some decent amount of subsoil in here to get everything to take root. Otherwise the roots are just going to get too compacted if I'd have left it at the level it was and just put a shorter or more shallow level of soil, should I say, on top. So I'm going to leave that area there now. I'm going to get some string lines set up on these sides and take out the area where the new turf will be going. So that's this side all dug out. I'm going to leave it there for today. That section there I'm going to do tomorrow. So basically what I've done here is I've taken it down about 4 inches, about 100 mil. That's minimum I want in here for the new high quality topsoil to go. The turf is going to be about 25 mil. Once that's all been compressed down underneath, I'll rake the top layer of the topsoil over, create a fine tilth, which I'll explain later on when we get to that part, and then I'll be putting the fertiliser on, and then the soil before the turf before giving it a good soaking. So yeah, that is it for today. Not a bad day at all. See you in the morning. Good morning, day 2. Let's get this side marked out and cut ready for the turf to go there. So I've got the outline of that new section cut out. I'm not going to show you me digging down like I did over there. It's a bit pointless, it's putting soil in the barrow. Anyway, just wanted to let you know why I did that extra cut. You probably saw I measured out the first 600, which is the width of a roll of turf, and then went along and then I added an extra 40 on. Reason being is that I didn't like the hump under the lawn there. It would have been a bit of a nightmare to try and match to. So I just double checked how much turf I ordered, because I actually came and quoted this job back in January. It's now end of July. Didn't hear back from the customer until about, I don't know, 4 weeks ago. So I went back through my notes, and then when I did order the turf, I ordered a little bit more, because just in case I didn't know what the situation was here exactly. Because that section there that I've left, originally I was going to do the whole channel, agreed with the customer, that's actually self-seeded itself and grown back quite nicely. So the turf I've saved there, I'm actually going to come out this way with it and say I've just gone, now I've got an actual level playing field to actually marry up to. Obviously once I put the new topsoil in and level that down and tilt it off, that'd be lovely. So that's the reason why I did a cut, and then it looked like, oh, I did an extra bit of a waffle, but that's why. Okay, so that is that side dug out. The soils have not long arrived out the front, which is good. So I'm going to start getting the topsoil in here, getting that leveled, getting that rolled, getting it raked on top. Same for that. And then what I'm probably going to do is dig a little bit more of this out deeper. I've got any of the topsoil left over, I'll put that in first, and then give that a good covering with the low nutrient subsoil that's just arrived. So that is me for now. Okay, so as you can see, I've compacted, rolled and levelled all this screen topsoil into this area here. I've left my 25mm depth down to allow for the thickness of the new turf that's come in. Now what I'm going to do is create a fine tilth on the surface. What is a fine tilth, I hear you ask? Well, basically what it is I'm going to use this rake. I'm going to gently sort of scratch open the surface of this soil. It's going to create some lines in here, loosen it up, and that's going to allow the roots of the turf, when they're laid on there, give them something to bind to. I will be putting the pre-turfing fertiliser on top of this tilth, give it a little water. I'm going to get that on there today. That doesn't hurt. I can get in there a couple of days earlier before I've got the soil. I can start working its magic. But really a tilth is just sort of, you don't want to be putting turf onto a compacted surface. It's been compacted, so when you tread on the turf, when you're allowed to, it's not going to sink down. That's the point of the compaction and the rolling. Now I'm going to do is prepare the surface really to allow the roots to start to bond. So the next stage is to apply this pre-turf fertiliser into the tilth. That in there like so. And I'll soak this in with a hose spray after it's in. I say that can just be working its magic in that soil until the turf arrives. In a couple of days time, I've got it on order, picking it up in the morning, bringing it straight here, and this will be all ready for it to go on. So that is this side all done. I'm going to do the same over there now. Won't film it, show you at the end. Exactly the same process. Get the soil in different layers, compact it as you go. Gets it nice and firm that way rather than dumping a great big load in and trying to compact it down. Same as how I did my MOT. Do it in stages, get better compaction. That top layer, just rake it over, create that tilth, get the pre-turf fertilizer in, give it a soak, and that'll be all good. All right, let's crack on. And that is the second area levelled and tilthed and had the fertilizer put on and watered. And back to the tilth thing, you could almost look at the tilth as if you've ever done plastering or rendering, call it like the scratch coat. So you do your first coat, you get it flat, and then you scratch it so it keys in the second coat. And that's really what we're doing here. We're just breaking up that surface just to give the turf, the bottom of the turf, something to key into when it starts to grow, so it's not hitting compacted flat surface. So yeah, I just thought I'd say that. And what I've been doing here is I've just been raking back this horrible stony soil again, trying to lose another couple of inches off that using the end of the mattock and the rake. As you can see, I found a pretty chunky stones left in here from the builders amongst these bits of glass and all the horrible soil that it is. So I'm just going to rake that off, get that in the barrow like I've been doing, over the boards, over what I've been doing, through the fence gap. And then I'm going to be putting a layer of the screen topsoil on first. Before I put the subsoil on, the topsoil is going to have nutrients in, so the plants that I actually plant, the ready-made plants if you like, at the back section, which I'll be showing you tomorrow once I get those here, they have something to bed their roots into that's got some high nutrient in. Then I'm going to put the 100ml, 150ml or so layer of subsoil on, which is low nutrient, but that's going to be perfect for what the wildflower seeds want to grow in. No competition then from weeds, which like high nutrient. So a little bit of both worlds going in there. So yeah, that'll probably be me today. Get all this out, and then tomorrow put that layer of topsoil in, followed by the subsoil, and then you will see me planting. And that is me done for today. So I've taken out probably another 2 or 3 inches over all the area, I'd say, from this section here. So I will see you again in the morning. Good morning, and what a lovely morning it is. Sun shining, it's the best day of the week so far. Fantastic. So let's get some topsoil on this last section and get all that subsoil on, get some planting done. It's a warm one already. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Mopping the elbow. Anyway, just going to show you this subsoil that I've got here. That's going to be put on next. This is going to be the foundation for what the wildflower seeds are going to be growing in. As you can see, it's a little bit more sandy, less compact, almost stony in places, and this is perfect because this is what wildflowers want to grow in, and weeds don't. So they've got less competition with weeds that are going to be coming in airborne on the wind and the rest of it. As you can see, that section at the back I've made deeper with the topsoil. That's where I'm going to be putting my more established plants, which I'll show you in a couple of minutes. That's where they're going to be planted, so that's going to give them something to root into, this a little bit more nutrient rich. And then the subsoil is going to be a lot deeper at the front section here. This is where the wildflower meadow, or the mini wildflower meadow, is going to be going. So before I get too carried away with all this subsoil, I'm going to be planting as I work my way forwards. That way I can keep adding and planting. It's a lot easier that way. So I'm just going to run through what I've got here. Yes, there is a lot of purple here, but I find that a lot of the best pollinating plants are in fact purple. It's also my favourite colour, but I've not let that influence me at all. So in either corner here, we've got these Verbena bonioris. These are fantastic for bees and butterflies, and these will actually probably be the longest flowering pollinator friendly plant, should I say, in your garden, probably till October. These will grow very tall and spindly. They will spread out, and these will start covering this fence here. Again, putting the taller plants at the back along the salvia caradonas here. lovely tall purple spires. These are going to sort of fill up that backdrop there very nicely. Moving this way, I'm going to be putting these Simon Bowles mauve. You've seen me plant these a lot. I probably plant these in every garden I work in. I've got a lot in my garden. I've got 3 of these. Actually, yeah, 3 of these. I haven't got another one. Again, fantastic pollinator friendly. 3 lavenders. English mustard lavender. It's the only one I like to plant. I've got this alder buckthorn here, which is the larva food of the brimstone butterfly, which is that lovely lime green butterfly you might have seen going around your garden. So I'll be planting that probably to the side here. And then I've got these garlic mustard plugs. Again, you would have seen me feature these in other mini wildflower meadows that I've planted. These are a fantastic food source for especially the white butterfly and the orange tip butterfly. I'm going to plant them in a row along the front here, and then the wildflower seed meadow will be framed in between here. So that is all the subsoil in. It's all been raked over to a fine tilth, all ready to accept the wildflower seeds. You can see me scattering them over in a minute. I'll scatter them from about here to about a foot from the end, and in this section here I'm going to be planting the garlic mustard plugs. Give it all the water, and that'll be that. So that is as much as I can do here today. I've got the turf on order from my suppliers. I'll be picking that up in the morning straight from home. So yeah, I will see you in the morning. Good morning, in the van, just ready to head off to Hampshire Garden Supplies, about 25 minutes away from me down here on the south coast. Pick up these rolls of turf and then we'll be back on the job. So we're all loading in the van, going to get back to the job site, getting wheelbarrowed around the back, and then going to get them rolled out and watered. Luckily today, I say luckily, it's a bit of a drizzly wet morning, which is actually perfect for laying turf. You don't want it too hot at all. So I'm going to get these out as soon as I can, rolled out, get my water, get the tilth water down again, and then we're going to get these laid. So that is me all done on this latest project. I've since given both the sides of this turf another 3 goes each of a good soaking of water, and that's going to be important now. I always recommend for the first couple of weeks, every morning before sunrise and in the evenings when the sun has gone down, give this a good soaking, 10-15 minutes. It's going to need it. You know, it's been rolled up, it's been dry. That water needs to penetrate through, get through that turf, get to the roots, get those searching for the soil underneath, get the fertilizer that I put there activated. Let's say good 2 weeks on that, and then probably another 2 weeks after that in the evenings. Give it a soak. It's not going to hurt. Likewise, this new section here, all the pollinator friendly planting there, the wildflower seeds here, and also you've got the garlic mustards down the bottom there. So yeah, all in all, customers very happy. It does look a bit strange at the minute, obviously, where this is so green and the existing lawn is, shall we say, a little bit patchy where it had been left to grow over and it's sort of folded over on itself. It's gone a bit brown, but this customer now will be a new maintenance customer of mine. So I will be giving you updates, see how this turf's taking, how the wildflower seeds are developing, and then how this lawn is blending together. So I've got this garden and this area out the front I'll be looking after for the customer. Should also add that this fence panel, the customer and his neighbour very kindly said can leave that out for a couple of weeks. I could put a board down here and, you know, get that panel back in, but if I don't have to tread on it, even better. So that will be staying out for a couple of weeks. So as always, if you like what you see, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, all the stuff that we always say. Like I say, I'm based in Hampshire on the south coast, little village called Stubbington near Fareham. I will travel for larger projects. Sorry, the drizzle's coming down a little bit here, which is fine actually. Turf's going to love it, but I'm going to get tidied up now. So yeah, contact me, email, website, all the details are there. And apart from that, I will see you on the next one.